As you can see, we've done a little bit of assembly. Actually, we just stuck the ends into those dados that we made. And you shouldn't have tight enough that you can set this and kind of leave it go without clamps, but you do want to take a square and make sure that your ends are square to the top. And once you have that, you're ready to start work on the braces. I've laid 2 of the braces up here. One's correct and one's not. And you can see if you look down the edge how this brace is fit exactly the way it needs to be. It's flush on the inside of both the end and the bottom side of the top. But when you look at this one over here, there's a gap here, and this one lines up on top of it. So that means that that orientation is wrong, and that's primarily due to the fact that we have a 3/4 inch thick top and a 5/8 inch thick end. So all you have to do is flip these around and we're ready to go. So make sure you get the orientation right before you get started. Now the next thing you want to do is, because each of these are slightly different and they're going to go in slightly different places, I'm going to label them. So I'm just going to come up and put A and A and A on the side that shoots out. Now from here it gets really tricky. Are you ready? Here's how simple it is. A sharp pencil, just reach in, transfer those lines right over. That's it. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to lay those out in all 4 corners, then we're going to disassemble it and start working on the ends first, and I'll show you how we make those cuts. What I want to do at this point is take the lines that we've drawn in there, traced off of our braces, and I'm going to square them down the face of the end. And there's 2, and I'm just going to bring those down both places. So I'm going to take my combination square, because I know the thickness of the brace is 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to set it for 5/8 of an inch because I need to establish the bottom edge of my cut. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side because this is the side that I get to see. All right, now from here I'm going to saw to both lines, and what I'm going to do is, after I've done that, I'm going to come back and put small little kerfs in there, and then we're just going to break that material out. It's that simple. But if I go to saw while I'm up here, you know, all I'm going to do is get this board moving here, and it's really going to make a mess. So you want to get down close into your vise to the point where you can get a little solid support. And as we're cutting cutting lines, what I'm going to be doing is following both lines at the same time. And I'm going to start my cut and keep it on a nice angle until I get to both the bottom edge on my side and the top corner over here. And then as I continue to saw, I'm going to raise that up in order to cut the square. What happens then is my saw actually follows in the kerf that I've already started. And I want to be right down to my line. Now, again, as anything, is if you're sawing, you always want to saw on the waist side of the line, because we can go in and pare that off if we need to, but if you saw to the other side, then you can't put the material back. Okay, so that defines our cut. Now I'm just going to go back and hack down through here and make small little curves. All right, so you can see this piece, the last pieces I was sawing broke out. It's not anything to worry about. It's not below our line. So what I'm going to do now is just take my chisel and stick it in there and break those off. Now obviously you don't want them to break below the cut line, because you can get in here then and pare this clean. Now I'm going to stay and work only in halfway, because if you try to run out all the way, you are going to blow this out. So once I get one side pared, then I will turn the board around and pare the other side. Alright, now the one thing you want to do is make sure that you're flat in here, or even a little recessed, because if you have material sticking up above the two edges, it's not going to let you get a tight fit. This is very similar to cutting dovetails. If you leave a bunch of waste material stuck in there, then your dovetail is not going to close up. So I'm just going to clean this up, and then we'll test our fit. Now the key thing here is that you're matching the C to the C, or matching your letters, but you're not going to get a tight fit because you can see this swings in. Where this comes into play and really starts to make everything tight and square is when you get the second joint done on the top. So we're going to walk around the stool and do the other 7 that we have to do, the 3 in the ends and the 4 that have to go on the top, and then we'll put everything together and tap those braces into place.